say the word health, what comes to mind? Are you thinking diet and exercise? Well, yeah, that's correct. But I also want to take you into the mental realm about health. So let's look at things that negatively impact our physical being as well. These things cause disease in the body. And by that, I mean a body that is not at ease and is impacted as a result of these continuous thoughts that we may dwell upon in the mind. So lack of forgiveness. Forgiveness is up there. It's actually lack of forgiveness that is a key factor that may result in poor health in our body. We need to be able to forgive. And one of the key things that makes forgiveness so powerful is if we can just understand that when we forgive someone, we forgive them because they don't know better. Those who know better would do better. And that should give you the power to forgive them. That simple statement that those who know better do better. Judgment. Every time we see someone, we instantly want to make an assumption about them. Is it real? Is it not real? We're not supposed to judge. We know this. If we can hold back from the desire to judge someone else, especially in a negative situation, we instantly propel ourselves onto a higher realm. The next one is resentment. Don't hold on to resentment. It is going to kill you, literally. It is going to kill you. It destroys you and your body. And anytime you speak to someone that is full of resentment, you see a person that is living a very unhealthy life, and you see their failing health as a result of it. I want you to take note of the people around you that are constantly living with resentment towards someone or something or some situation. And then there's jealousy. There's no need to jealous when you have enough self-love. You were created perfect in the likeness of an image of the Most High. And jealousy, you are not them, they are not you. And when you can acknowledge the greatness that is within you, then there's no need for jealousy. It just is. It just is. Different colors to the rainbow. That's all that it is. It just is. Stress. Stress is a big one. Stress is a huge one. Do you know how many cancer cases out there are the result of stress, anger, frustration, fear, worry, doubt, all of these things? There's so many major illness that can enter the body as a result of holding on to or allowing yourself to be immersed in stress, in frustration, in anger, in fear. To live life to its fullest potential, we have to be able to bring ourselves back to a place of calm. That's not to say that you won't have these experiences. These experiences will happen. The question is, how long are you going to take to recover when the experience happens? With many of my clients, I encourage them to narrow down their reaction time. And I'm saying reaction because in the beginning, to learn how to respond to a situation takes a sound mind. And our first instinct is to react. But if we start to shrink down the reaction time until we can bring it down to zero, and then we can just sit there and say, how do I respond to this situation? Rather than just popping off at the moment of something causing disharmony in your life. Learning some of these techniques is not good enough. You have to implement them. You have to bring them into your application process every single day. So it's not enough to listen to me talk about this. You have to go out and you have to apply it into your life. You have to narrow down. If someone does something that really bothers you, you have to narrow down your reaction time to them. Narrow it down. Some people hold things for years. Take it down to a month. Take it down to a week. Take it down to an hour. Take it down to a minute. It is not worth holding on to for longer than a minute. A minute to process what's going on will allow you to sit with your feelings, acknowledge the fact, okay, maybe they did something that hurt you. You can acknowledge the fact that you're feeling the hurt, you're feeling the pain. You may be feeling the anger. Just breathe into it. Learn to practice how to get your body to a place of just peace and calm and ease and grace, and allow this fluidity to flow through you. Because as you start to release these negative thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and you start to embrace love, what ends up happening is that you fall in love with forgiveness. You fall in love with never holding a grudge against somebody. You fall in love with the things that will create more meaning or just gives you higher, more power, more control in your life. When you have the control and the ability to forgive or not engage in resentment or jealousy or stress or anger or any of those things, when you have that power, you have so much control. You feel amazing every day because you know that you now have some level of control over your emotional space. It's not always easy, and target one thing at a time if you find yourself in a medley of all of these experiences. Target one thing at a time. Maybe it's anger. Target anger and say, the next time someone gets me mad, I am not going to react, or I will narrow down the amount of time that I stay in the moment of the pain, of the suffering. I will set an intention to narrow that down. Attention to intention is very important in every area of our life. But when it comes to health, all of these things cause major health issues in the body. Now, by all means, if for any reason you have to go to a doctor, go to a doctor, seek the help that you need to seek. But if it comes down to it and you're spending time by yourself and you have the option to release some of these negative thoughts, feelings, and emotions, start to work towards it. It first takes opening up your awareness to the fact that you hold the anger or the resentment or the judgment towards someone. It takes a heightened sense of awareness to say, okay, I did that. What was my real purpose? You know what's fascinating about this, though? As you start to do this, what you're going to uncover is that all of this was learned behaviors that you learned from someone else. It is not a true reflection of who your pure essence is. You will learn this. You will uncover this as you go through this process. You will be able to say, this was a learned behavior I saw this person demonstrate, or I saw that person demonstrate. And don't get angry at them. Forgive them. If they know better, they do better. So just remember that. If they know better, they do better. But acknowledge it, open up your awareness to it, and work on you. That's the greatest amount of self-love you can give yourself. Work on you. Work on the healthier you. Work on a happier you. These health issues also lead to things like depression. And depression is a terrible thing to experience. It steals from you. I don't want you to experience that. I want you to live in a space where your heart feels light and every day feels magical. And it is a real place. It's not fluff, I promise you. It's identifying these things and getting rid of them. Filtering through, getting rid of them. You don't need to hold on to them. Filter it through, get a fast recovery in place, and bring yourself back into a happy space again. I hope you find this video useful. Peace and blessings, friends. Peace and blessings. Lots of abundance, perfect health, lots of love. Hi, friends. I have some really exciting news. I have just released the Mental Duality Guide to Life-Changing Results. And this simple guide has transformed so many people's lives because what it helps to do is it helps to open up your awareness to the areas that you may be feeling unsupported, insecure, fearful, trauma that you may have had from the past that you just need to shed some light on and bring your awareness to. And the guide bridges the gap from a negative space over to a more neutral or a high vibrational frequency. So when we see that it's unsupported that we're feeling, we know dualistically that it is support. We need to feel supported in this life. Or if we're feeling insecure, we know that it's security we need to work on feeling, or maybe confidence that we need to work on feeling. And this guide allows you to open up how you actually feel. It allows you to kind of sift through some of the negative thoughts, feelings, and emotions that you might be experiencing and have a way, a bridge to move them from a negative space into a positive space. I've had so many clients
just see amazing results. And me, myself, I have gone to this guide in order to identify thought patterns that I was experiencing and analyze those thought patterns if they were positive or negative. Sometimes we get a thought just like seeps into our mind and we can't really put it into a category. But when we sit with a program like this, we understand what our underlying feelings might be, and bridging the gap from the negative over to something that's going to be more neutral or more positive is the secret to our personal growth and development. And this guide is going to guide you through that. Hopefully one day you join us for the Intuitive Ascending Mind program, but this guide is free for you to work on. It's personal to you. And what it'll do is that it'll open up your awareness. And once you go through that transition of opening up your awareness, you understand the areas that you need to work on. And it also will give you some wonderful affirmations to help build you foundationally from the ground up into a more positive, more happier, more healthier version of yourself, and more wealthier, of course. Peace and blessings, my friends.